Hello, this is Lori Michelle with life lesson number 30. Money isn't the root of all evil. Money is a symbol from God. That's the lesson. He wants me to talk about wealth and money and the world's relationship with money and what it exactly means and why so many people all over the world believe that money's the root of all evil, yet everyone's on a quest to have more money, aren't we? We need money. Some people give up and wind up poor. Some people wind up on the streets and they're sitting on the path as you walk past them with a can, and they've given up on life. And some people have money, lots of money, and also give up on life, wind up committing suicide. So money is a very dicey topic, isn't it? And it's at the center of every argument or discussion around the world. People use money to get their way and manipulate what they want. Politics, the media, money. I don't really know where I'm going to go with this today. I didn't even know I was going to talk about this today. Hashem woke me to a vision, which I'm going to end with, but I'm going to cover, I wrote 4 quick notes just now, just so I don't go all over the place, because I could, and I won't. I'll try to stay focused and give you good information to think about. I'm going to cover 4 things. 1, money symbolizes everything physical. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and the stock market. I'm going to give you God's judgment about those 2 very important topics right now. And I call it his judgment because it's not really his opinion. It's the truth. It's his judgment. And 3, I'm going to talk a little bit about running on love, the charity for world peace and world redemption, and why it's so important to the world, to you, to everyone. And I'll end with the morning vision, which was this. This was on my refrigerator. It's got a magnet, and this is what he woke me to, which led to an entire discussion that we're having today. How did this wind up to be money isn't the root of all evil? It's a long, convoluted path. He says it's not convoluted. Nothing's really convoluted. If you ever heard our conversations, wow, I wish I could record them, the back and forth, and his replies and his response and his images that he gives me right here in the middle of my head, my movie screen. It's wow. So if you think I come up with this, I don't invent any of this. So I'll start with money, symbolizing everything physical. That's what money is. So why do people say money is the root of all evil when it's really not? Because people don't understand right now where evil comes from. Even the people who study the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, and they study the Bible, they study the Torah every day, their entire lives, don't truly understand what's going on inside them, outside of them. They have an idea. They have a better idea than the rest of the world, but evil is a choice. And so money is an instrument of abundance. And where does abundance come from? Abundance, everything, our flesh, the trees, the air, the sunshine, everything comes from the King of the universe. If you bother to click on this and you watch me, you believe in God. So that's probably, hopefully, something you believe in, or you want to believe in, you're taught to believe in it, and you're not really sure, but you just kind of go with it because it feels good. it's grounding, and it's what you were taught. But I'm here to tell you, it really is true. It's incredible how involved he is in every single detail in your life, in my life. I have no idea how it happens, but it does. He's delightful. And I'll give you an example of how involved he is with every little detail, every shekel, every dollar, everything, everywhere he's involved with. I have an 8-year-old, I think it's 8 years old, an iPhone. And Apple probably doesn't like that very much because they want me to buy a new phone. And I understand the quest for money. If I have a phone too long, if we all keep our phones for 8 and 9 years and they work perfectly, Apple's not going to make money. So about 3 weeks ago, my music died. The music icon, I couldn't get my music to play. And so I had to run that morning 7 miles with no music. And that was fine because I talked to him the whole time and he talks me through it. And I sang some songs and I got through it. But I don't like doing that because music is very healing. I love music and I love rock and roll. I love the Beatles. I love so many different groups. And it's my therapy in the morning. I get to run to music. So I went to a local shop and I said, can you fix this? And I paid him money that I don't have. I'm very poor, by the way. I have just enough to put a roof over my head. I eat well. I pay all my bills, but I live paycheck to paycheck, so to speak. I live very close to the line. So I paid him some money to fix it because a new iPhone is thousands of shekel. It's a lot of money. It's the most expensive phone that you can buy in Israel. I don't know about America. He says yes. And I've only had an iPhone for years. So I need to have an iPhone. I like my iPhone. So I paid him 50 shekel just to look at it. And he spent a half an hour and he couldn't get it to work. And I said, oh no. He said, I could try to reload the operating system and wipe it clean, but there's no guarantees. And, you know, you're going to lose all your music, but if you have it up on a cloud, you can restore it, but I can't guarantee it's going to work. And you still have to pay me the money because it's still my time. So I said, you know what? It's worth the money. I don't have money and I didn't want to spend thousands of shekel on a new phone. And I came back a couple of hours later. He said, give me a couple of hours. I paid him money to reload the software onto my phone. He said, I'm sorry, you need a new phone. So now I'm out money trying to fix an old phone. And I look up at Hashem and he says, let's look at a new phone. He didn't tell me what I was going to do. And I looked into the new phone and it was thousands of shekel. And I got myself prepared to figure out how to pay for that. Because in Israel, you can break it out into 12 interest-free payments. And I thought, okay, this is going to be hard, but I need a phone. And I sat in my chair and I held my phone and I started choking back tears. And you think I would have a perfect relationship with money, and I don't sweat it. And money, it comes from him, and I know this. But money is a hard thing for everyone. And if you don't have money, it's even a harder thing. So I sat here and I said, I wish I could catch a break, Hashem. I know everything is for a reason. And I just wish you would throw me a bone and something would go my way. It seems like nothing goes my way. And I got emotional. And he said, Lori, click on the music icon. Let's see if it works now. It works, people. He saved my phone. For how long? I don't know. But it's him. And most people are not even going to listen to this story about my stupid iPhone. Stupid lady, why would I care about your iPhone and your music not playing and your money problems? Because money problems come from, guess where? He said, tell you. You create them. You create them, your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, the president, the vice president, the former president, the former vice president. All of humanity is creating this problem. Not in every moment. In some moments, you have a perfect relationship with money. And he just said, it's rare. And why is it so rare? Because you do this little dance with the devil. And at hello, I don't have a dollar. I'm in Israel. I don't even have a shekel to show you. But that shekel, that dollar, is God to you. And you may say, you're full of it. I believe in God. But do you believe that that dollar, that $100, that money in your 401k came from capital H-I-M? He just said, no, you don't. You believe your hard work, your talent, and your genius gave you that money. And you may say, no, Lori Michelle, I thank God all the time because I'm so blessed. But I could pick it out of you and show you that the root of all evil isn't money. It's being physical and buying into the illusion that there is abundance and lack, and you have to fight to protect yourself. The ego wants protection. The ego wants a roof over your head, a soft place to fall. So do I. But with you, who has an ego, it's a dance with the devil. And how is it a dance with the devil? If you don't have enough, the Yetzer Hara plays with you and works on that fear. Oh no, I won't be able to pay my mortgage. I can't give it to charity this month. Me. It works on you. It makes you scared and nervous, and you make decisions out of fear or anger, or you look at someone else and say, why does Bill Gates have billions and I'm struggling to pay for my mortgage? That's not fair. That's Yetzer Hara. Do you see how it works? In any moment, the Yetzer Hara plays with your ego, the open doorway to making money evil. Money's not evil. I always ask Hashem, I said, Hashem, can I have more? He gave me my phone back. I said, wow, that's cool. Can I have more? And he knows whether I have or don't have. I love him. And when he takes things away from me, I know it's for a reason and a purpose. So that's the first thing. Money symbolizes everything physical. And when we're physical, when people are physical, humanity has an ego, and it's a dance between you have or you don't have. And you're fighting for yourself. And you have to stop yourself and realize It comes from him. Every time I go to the ATM, I thank Hashem when I pull money out. I know it comes from him. If he doesn't want me to have money, it's gone. My testimony is in here. I lost everything. Hashem orchestrated the whole thing, and he desired me to walk away from everything. Why? Because freeing myself from the money game gave me freedom to walk with him, write my book, The Torah Part 2, and do this work. I don't do this for money. I do this for love. I do everything for love. But money is great. I've asked him already, Hashem, please make me the first trillionaire. Why? Do I need $1 trillion? No. I want to prove a point that just being good and being loving will bring you abundance from the King of the universe. And I want to show you how it's done. I want to show you how giving really should happen in this world. And that leads to number 2, Bitcoin and the stock market. Bitcoin, number 1. A few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, a former friend who at the time believed that I was Moshiach. I don't know if she still does. Maybe she does. But she asked me, Lori, what does Hashem think of Bitcoin? And I said, stinky. Stay away from it. So you might say, bad advice. We have Bitcoin billionaires and millionaires. Wow, you're making a field day. And the stock market, we know there's lots of people who make a field day in the stock market. Moshiach owns no stock. I used to. I had to sell it all. It's part of the process of going broke. And Bitcoin, I'm not interested. It's smoke and mirrors. It's an illusion. It's based on fear and greed. And Hashem says right now, Bitcoin is driving the US dollar down, and it's destroying, he says it's destroying America. And you might say, that's stupid. It's going to be a global currency. It's great. It's great. I'm making so much money. He says, oh no. So here's the warning about Bitcoin and the stock market. And I'm not giving any financial advice. You're talking to someone who's flat broke, but makes enough to eat and live. I have enough. Thank you, Hashem. Baruch Hashem. But he said the house of cards is coming down. And it's in my book, actually. I give you a prelude, or a preview, I should say, of what's coming, what's ahead. And there will be a redistribution of wealth. He said, oh yes, it's coming. And I'm not happy about people having to go through this. What's this? The end of days, the pain and suffering that everyone's going to have to go through to get to the other side. But he said it's required to get you to learn where everything comes from and rethink your relationship with the physical world. Look through the eyes of God more often, because that's where you come from. You look through the eyes of the physical you, the ego, all too often, and make a wrong-headed decision about money out of either fear or greed, or you want to impress someone. I'm going to go buy that Tesla. I'll look really cool in that Tesla. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Some cool car that everybody wants right now. I don't even know the name of it. But I would rebel just because everybody wants it and everybody looks at it and it's eye candy. That would be enough for Mashiach to say, I don't want one of those. Truly. It might be a great car, but I'm not interested in status symbols. So be careful with Bitcoin in the stock market, because he says this lousy relationship with money and investing in smoke and mirrors and playing the game of fear and greed to make money is destroying the United States of America. And why is that important to anyone who's listening that's not even from America? Because he told me right from day one, America and Israel together will save this world and bring world redemption. They are the two most important countries to world peace and world redemption. It's no accident that Moshiach is American and now Israeli. Not an accident. There are no accidents. Number 3, running on love, the charity. I found it right after Hashem cracked my head open like a coconut. Wow. I formed a charity called Running on Love. I explain it in this book. I take you on the journey of how I came to this charity for world peace. It's all about love. It's going to change everybody's perspective about giving, because people have a really hard time giving right now, don't they? Especially when you don't have. But when you give for love, in honor of someone who's passed away, that's what the charity is based on, a mitzvah from the Torah of giving for the elevation of their soul. You give for love, to honor someone who's crossed over. It's a supreme blessing to that soul. When you do it that way, you want to give. Giving doesn't hurt anymore. It comes from the inside out, the way Hashem gives, the way I always give. It's just the way I think. And so Running on Love, the charity, is going to make people rethink their relationship with money. And things like fear and greed will start to abate and go away and leave this physical world. And so how is this ever going to happen? I said to Hashem, these events where we come together and we give for love. He said he's going to drop you to your knees. There's going to be so much death and dying all over the world because of this war that's about to begin. We're in the war of Gog and Magog right now, but the bombs are going to start dropping on everyone's heads. And there's going to be so much grief that we need a place to come together for love, education, and charity. And these events, Running on Love, doing charity in honor of someone who's crossed over, is going to be deeply connecting, deeply healing, and a time where we can come together and learn what we did wrong and how to get it right. So those are the 3 things that I promised I would cover. And now I'm going to end with how he woke me up. This is a magnetized pen. It's for a whiteboard, which I don't even have a whiteboard. I was saving it for one of my kids who has a whiteboard. It's a marker, and it has an eraser on the end. See it? And he showed it to me this morning. He said, Lori, what's this? I said, it's the marker on my refrigerator. He said, what is it for? I said, it's for a whiteboard. He said, you're not going to be able to erase everything. So what does that mean? That means this is meant to write something down and erase it. Make a mistake, you finish something, you cross it off your list, you can erase it, right? There are some mistakes that everyone is making right now that are not going to be able to be erased in the eyes of God. The sin that is permeating this world is stronger now, he just said, than in the time of Noah. And We know what he did back then. If you listen this far, you believe in the Torah, the Bible, and the story of Noah and the ark. He said it's worse now. But he said it's also better. So how is it worse and better? The evil is worse, but the potential for redemption is greater than at no other time in the history of humanity. We have 3 major monotheistic religions who believe in the King of the universe and the coming of Moshiach. That's a very big deal to bring forward world redemption. But evil is everywhere and in every person, and people are walking around blaming this one, blaming that one. It's all Israel's fault. The Jews have all the money. That's another thing that I wanted to mention. Why do you think Jews have so much money? Where does money come from? Hashem. He takes care of his children. I want him to take care of you. I want to take care of you, maybe. But you have to reach for me. So reach for the Torah part 2. Some of you have, and I speak to you on occasion, and I love you and I pray for you every day. And I'm very hopeful on occasion, but you're going to have to show me that you're capable. This is very ominous. If you don't know what this means, you haven't been watching me, you haven't read my book, you don't trust me, but if you watch this far in the video, I'm going to take a wild guess that you trust me by now. So keep watching, share these videos, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and read the Torah part 2 again if you have, and read it for the first time, cover to cover, and let me help you earn a spot in the world to come. God bless you. I don't care too much for money, 'cause money can't buy me love. God bless you.